Here's our top story. 25 Border Roads Organization workers are still trapped after an avalanche hit Uttarakhand's Chamoli district. The incident took place near the border village of Manna, about 5 kilometers from the Badrinath temple. There were a total of 57 workers, of which 32 BRO workers have been so far rescued and they are being treated.
जो सूचना हमारे पास है तो टोटल 32 लोग हमें मिल चुके हैं, जिनमें कि 10 तो सुबह ही आईटीबीपी और आर्मी की टीम को वहाँ पे जॉइंटली मिल गए थे और वो आईटीबीपी हॉस्पिटल में अभी स्टेशन हैं। और उसके अतिरिक्त बीआरओ कमांडर द्वारा बताया गया है कि 22 लोग ऐसे थे जो सुरक्षित स्थान पे जाके अपना वहाँ बैठे थे और वो बीआरओ ने उनको भी सर्च कर लिया है और बीआरओ कैंप बद्रीनाथ में उनको लेके आ रहे हैं। तो फिलहाल 25 और लोगों की हमें तलाश रहेगी। एनडीआरएफ की टीम यहाँ आ गई है और कल माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी भी यहाँ रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन में आने वाले हैं और उसको सुपरवाइज करेंगे।
32 लोग सुरक्षित आ गए हैं और कुछ लोगों को चोट भी लगी है और वहाँ में घायल भी हुए हैं, तो उनके इलाज के लिए सारा प्रबंध किया जा रहा है। हेली सेवा भी नहीं चल पा रही है, एम्बुलेंस की व्यवस्था नहीं हो पाई, लेकिन सभी चीज़ें यहाँ पर बिल्कुल तैयार की हुई हैं। जैसे कल मौसम ठीक होता है वैसे आर्मी के लोग और आईटीबीपी, एनडीआरएफ, एसटीआरएफ, अन्य सभी एजेंसियाँ, आईटीबीपी, सभी लोग इस रेस्क्यू अभियान से जुड़े हुए हैं। जैसे ही मौसम ठीक होता है वो भी पहुँचेंगे। सभी टीमें, हमारा सबका प्रयास है कि जल्दी से जल्दी आए। कुछ सड़क मार्ग से भी जो है रेस्क्यू टीमें पहुँच रही हैं।
Switching tracks, PM Modi praised the Jahan-e-Khusru program for its enduring cultural contribution as it celebrated its 25th anniversary at an event in the national capital today. Speaking at the Sufi musical celebration, the PM highlighted the profound impact of the program on both the country's cultural landscape and people's hearts.
हजरत खुसरो ने भारत को उस दौर की दुनिया के तमाम बड़े देशों से महान बताया। उन्होंने संस्कृत को दुनिया की सबसे बेहतरीन भाषा बताया। वो भारत के मनीषियों को बड़े बड़े विद्वानों से भी बड़ा मानते हैं।
Union Minister Kiran Rijiju attended the NDTV Auto Awards after paying tribute to Ratan Tata. Rijiju hailed the future of India's automobile sector and stated that India will be the hub of EV era. Listen in.
The whole mobility industry in India is actually moving towards, I could say, a different kind of structure now, because we are going to become the hub of this next, the EV era which we are going to see. And we are bound to be the hub. And Honorable Prime Minister already laid the government's priority. Having said that, what I could just gather from my little understanding of the automobile industry around the globe, India will be one of a major hub, because the way in which India is projecting itself and the manner in which government is being a pioneer, partnering the automobile, the automotive industry. So the Western world, China, of course, taking a big lead in the EV sector. India is next big thing to happen.
Tamil Nadu Governor Ravi, who is already at loggerheads with the DMK government, joined the language war on Friday, saying that the state's persistent policy policy of teaching two languages to students, Tamil and English, deprived youngsters of opportunities. The DMK promptly hit back with DMK Minister Raghupati saying that the governor not to teach Tamils love for their language. Here's a report by my colleague Sam Daniel.
தமிழ்நாட்டுக்காக ஒன்றுபட்டு போராடுவோம். தமிழ்நாடு போராடும். தமிழ்நாடு வெல்லும்.
Continuing his offensive against the centre on the eve of his birthday, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin today appealed to people to join the language war and struggle against population-based delimitation. This despite Home Minister Amit Shah's assurance that southern states will not lose any MP seats because of their effective population control measures and will gain pro rata.
இதை பார்த்த ஒன்றிய அரசு இந்திய திரைக்கலன்னு சொல்லிக்கிட்டே அதுக்கான எல்லா முன்னெடுப்புகளையும் எடுத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க. மும்மொழி கொள்கையை ஏற்றுக்காததால் நமக்கான பணமும் இன்னமும் தரலை. அதேபோல் தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கான தொகுதிகளை குறைக்க மாட்டோம்னு மட்டும்தான் சொல்கிறாங்களே தவிர மற்ற மாநிலங்களோட எண்ணிக்கையை அதிகரிக்க மாட்டோம்னு சொல்ல மாட்டுறாங்க. நாம் கேட்குறது மக்கள் தொகை அடிப்படையில் தொகுதிகளை பிரிக்காதீங்க. நாட்டோட வளர்ச்சிக்காக மக்கள் தொகையை கட்டுப்படுத்தின தென் மாநிலங்களை தண்டிக்காதீங்க. அப்படி நடந்தால் அதை தமிழ்நாடும் திமுகவும் ஒருபோதும் ஏற்றுக்க மாட்டோம்.
Meanwhile, student groups held black flag demonstrations against visiting Union Minister of State for Education for stopping 2,150 crore funds to Tamil Nadu over not adopting the national education policy. Governor R.N. Ravi, though, battled for it, alleging the state's southern districts are in a state of neglect and children there denied the opportunity to learn the language of the neighboring state.
Tamil Nadu has developed, it is one of the front runner in almost all the human development indices and educational parameters released by the very own union government, is because of its commitment towards two language policy.
So, Mr. Stalin, please do your homework. To do homework, we need to know more languages. Nobody compels Hindi, but having a three language will unite India, will definitely understand our culture, tradition, etc. That is what we have said. Please understand. So before tweeting, you should know what you are doing.
There is fear in Tamil Nadu that northern states which fail to control population would be exponentially rewarded with more MPs, leaving the south which is revenue rich, politically and numerically weaker and irrelevant. With elections due next year, the ruling DMK's narrative targets the BJP on every issue, from language imposition to delimitation, hoping it would work well for it electorally. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, Find TV.
Now, the Congress brass held a meeting with Kerala Congress leaders. The meeting came after a row over Congress MP Shashi Tharoor. Congress has clarified that there is no rift within the party. Congress General Secretary Deepa Das Munshi, after the review meeting of the Kerala unit, said the Congress is united and there is no faction within the party in Kerala. In fact, Mr. Tharoor was standing next to her when she clarified.
Joined by the General Secretary in charge of Kerala, you have, you were very worried because of the Tharoor fallout. I think now things have finally settled down within the party because he's clarified. And are you satisfied with his clarification?
Yes, what Shashi Tharoor ji has clarified, he has clarified very straight away, so there is no confusion on that.
And you have told him to speak in one voice and along with the unit not to, create, because the fight is from outside, not from within.
I don't know why you people are always taking Shashi Tharoor's name. It has been told generally to anyone who will cross the party line and say something which is going against our party. That warning and action should be taken. So it is not Shashi Tharoor or XYZ. So because there is a controversy recently by the media and by the translation of what he said, so it doesn't mean that no one, I will say that no one in the Congress party in Kerala state we can point out that who is pro LDF or who is pro BJP. Everyone is fighting against and everyone is fighting unitedly.
Well, what's really happened is, the Congress has made it clear to Mr. Tharoor and others, but specifically Mr. Tharoor, even though he's clarified that remarks that he were made were completely, out of turn, not correctly transcribed, portrayed, and even though there has been some clarification, he would have wanted better journalism, but the Congress hasn't taken that kindly, has said that nobody should speak out. It's not about better journalism, as they told Mr. Tharoor. It is about speaking in one voice and not speaking against the party line And that's something that the Congress has made it clear. It's just a little bit over a year. They have to get their house in order. There are issues with the present PCC chief, but the time is short. And it's in that backdrop now that they will have to start working for the local body elections and other the assembly elections, because it's been 10 years of the Left Democratic Front. And for the Congress to wrest control, it's going to be an uphill task. And that's the reason why they need all hands on board. Mr. Tharoor, who was present next to Deepa Dasmunshi, and I asked a pointed question whether it meant for him. She made it clear, not only Mr. Tharoor, but others too, and that everybody has clarified, and they hope that this chapter now is over, and they will speak in the next few months in the run-up to the assembly elections in a united voice.
On to some news from Karnataka. In the latest attack on the central government, Karnataka CM Siddaramaiah has questioned the tax share formula of the central government. Siddaramaiah posted on social media saying, I quote, it has been reported that the central NDA government is preparing to recommend to the Finance Commission to lower the state's tax share from 41% to 40%. Now, after days of desperate appeals, the US has finally granted an emergency visa to Neelam's family, who is lying in coma after a road accident in California on Friday morning. The family, including Ms. Shinde's father, cousin, brother and uncle, will be taking the next flight out to the US. Here's a report by my colleague Anuj Rete.
The Maharashtra families appeal for a US visa as their daughter is in coma.
हमको हमारी बेटी के पास पहुंचना चाहिए।
और इस घड़ी में पूरा हिंदुस्तान आपके साथ खड़ा है, हम आपके साथ खड़े हैं।
आणि आपणला पांडुरंग आपण प्रार्थना करू आणि डॉक्टर्स पण आपल्याला करतील सगळी मदत।
After an agonizing 12 days, while Neelam has been in a coma, alone in a hospital in the US, her family has been struggling to get a visa to be with her. Finally, after an NDTV campaign, they got a visa interview this morning, and within minutes, the visa.
जितना स्मूथ कि मुझे लगा नहीं था कि इतना हो जाएगा करके, मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा सपोर्ट मिला है इंडियन गवर्नमेंट हो या अपना, मतलब मुझे स्पेशल थैंक्स फडणवीस जी से अपने सीएम जी का करना है कि उन्होंने मतलब जो यहाँ पे ट्रीटमेंट दिया तो बहुत अच्छा, मतलब बहुत फास्ट वीज़ा भी मिल गया हमें प्रिंट करके।
ओ आपको वीज़ा
यस वीज़ा प्रिंट करके भी जल्द से जल्द हमें हाथों हाथ दे दिया उन्होंने।
Neelam's cousin Gaurav also has some good news. According to the US hospital, Neelam Shinde's health has shown slight improvement. For her father, who is very distraught, this news has brought a ray of hope.
वहाँ पे थोड़ी उसका प्रोग्रेस है, उसका एक्सीडेंट के बाद से वो जो ब्रेन का प्रेशर है वो हाई चल रहा था, पर कल हमें अपडेट मिला है कि वो थोड़ा सा कम होके डॉक्टर के कंट्रोल में आ चुके हैं अब। फिर अभी भी वो कोमा में ही है, ऐसा क्रिटिकली बोल रहे हैं डॉक्टर, पर होप है कि उनको अभी वो कर रही है, मतलब उसको फाइट कर रही है।
NDTV reached out to Sacramento police, who confirmed that it was a hit-and-run accident, and the accused had been arrested on 19th of February. NDTV's extensive coverage ensured that the Indian Embassy took notice of the case. The embassy officially stated that it remains in constant touch with the Ministry of External Affairs regarding Neelam Shinde's situation. The Shinde family has witnessed an outpouring of support in recent days, with assistance coming from the Chief Minister's team, both Deputy Chief Ministers and Union Minister Muralidhar Mohol. However, it was NCP MP Supriya Sure's prompt intervention that brought the case to the attention of higher officials.
It was Bala Saheb Patil from Karad who brought this to my notice. So actually, the entire credit goes to him. I would not like to take, this is not something about taking credit. I feel the pain for the family. It's been a very, very difficult situation for all of us. It was completely helplessness. And when it was brought to my notice, I would leave all politics aside, and I actually want to show gratitude towards the MEA, the Ministry of External Affairs, and the US Embassy.
Switching tracks amid Washington's flip-flops on its support for Ukraine, Ukrainian President Zelenskyy is meeting President Donald Trump at the moment. Let's listen in.
The whole thing was a scam, and he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this: he might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened, but he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy, and I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave, but you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that. All right, we'll see what we can do about putting it together.
Guys, come on, let's go.
We'll see, I don't know.
All right, guys, come on, please. Hey, come on, please. Guys, come on, let's move, please. Please.
Thank you.
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are not
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
That.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering
position
on
to
this question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very
You
strong.
will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war,
You're not in a good position.
I
You don't
was
have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not
cards.
playing cards.
But right now, you don't.
I'm very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You're
gambling with World War III.
What do you think
You're gambling
about?
with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
No, in this
Even
entire
today.
meeting, you said thank you.
Even today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States
what
of
are you speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Well, that's great television indeed. We will come back with lots more. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The CAG report on public health infrastructure tabled in the New Delhi Assembly today by Chief Minister Rekha Gupta. The Comptroller and Auditor General report on the National Capital's health infrastructure has highlighted underutilization of COVID funds, long wait time for surgeries, staff and equipment shortage, financial mismanagement. Out of 8 new hospitals, only 3 were completed, and there were delays in completing the hospital projects.
300 करोड़ की तो है ही है, इसका पार्ट ए है, अभी पार्ट बी भी आना है। दिल्ली की जनता के साथ पिछली सरकार ने जो अन्याय किए, जो धोखा दिया है हेल्थ के नाम पे, हमारी मुख्यमंत्री और स्वयं मैं और भारतीय जनता पार्टी इसके ऊपर विशेष जो गलतियां आम आदमी पार्टी ने की है, जो दिल्ली की जनता को धोखा दिया है, हम उनको बख्शेंगे नहीं। जो इसमें इन्वॉल्व हैं उनके साथ उचित कार्रवाई होगी।
Now, Skype is logging off, and that means on Friday, Microsoft announced that the 21-year-old calling and messaging service will shut down on 5th of May. The software company is encouraging Skype users to migrate to its free team apps. While the service isn't as popular as it used to be, Microsoft claims that more than 36 million people used Skype daily to connect with their friends, family, and colleagues. That's all we could pack into this bulletin. Thanks for watching.